Hello, my friends, and welcome to Make It Monday. I hope everybody's doing good. Hopefully you can see. I'm hoping my computer catches up to my camera on the phone so I can see what you guys are seeing. I'm just gonna put this up a bit. And so we're just gonna hope it works out. All right, I'm hoping you can see my card. Let's just see. I think you can. Okay. And hopefully then the computer will catch up. But we're not going to worry about it because it's Monday. All right, do you remember all the little pieces, parts, and bits and doodles and circles that we made? So my plan today is we're going to create a couple card fronts with all the stuff we've used or made, created, at least some of them, not all of it. And we'll go from there, okay? So all we really need today is cards, blank cards, and you can get them just like this at the store, or you could fold paper, cardstock, heavier weight paper, okay? And yeah, so I have these two here, and I am just gonna start, I'm gonna take my glue stick, and I'm just gonna start putting them on there. There's no rhyme or reason. I just want you to be creative. And as a caregiver, you could use this as a form of time to just calm and relax, self-regulation as I call it. And for when you're working with the folks that you support and provide service to, maybe just let them play. If they have the fine motor skills, maybe you just put the glue on and just say, go for it. We can always trim it up. And if not, we're not gonna make, let's see, how can I put this? There are no expectations, and it'll turn out wonderful. So you could just say, which one? And if they touch, you go for it. If they look, go for it. So those are just a couple options, especially at this time of year when the stress and anxiety and all that crazy internal feelings that many of our folks are nonverbal. Some are, not all, but just some. And I'm thinking of those individuals. What are they feeling inside? Let's just have a relaxing moment of time. So, I'm just going to grab my glue stick. Let's see if it is caught up with us yet. Let's see. My. Computers are so slow sometimes. So, I'm hoping you see this. And we'll go from there. Let's see if I can get out of here and come back. Sometimes that works, but we're not going to worry because we're just going to make the best of this Monday that we have here together in this time. Aha, and maybe we are now. Let's see. It's perfect. Okay, great. Okay, so as I said, we're just going to grab, I have a pile over here. I have all this stuff that I cut into bits and pieces. And so we're just going to, maybe I'll put something on here and then something on here. Let's just experiment and play. Okay? So, all right, I'm just going to go with this one. And I'm just going to put glue on the back. And I'm going to put it down. And part of the thing, you could have the individual bush. You could even do this yourself. And if you're like, oh, you're frustrated this morning, it's the beginning of a weekend, hopefully your Monday started good. But just push it down. Because we can seal all this up so it all sticks really good. if you feel the need, you can always add more glue. Okay, and even put a little glue over the edges. We'll see. Okay, let's put a big one over here. And I didn't mean to put them in the same almost exact spot, but it happens sometimes, doesn't it? Okay, let's put a green one over here. Okay, didn't this one turn out pretty cool? Little splatter on there. And if you notice, all the edges aren't perfect, and I think that is perfect. That is part of art, right? In this, sometimes if people are doing art, it needs to be exact, but how about this one right here? And let's see. I wish if somebody was watching, they could tell me which one they liked better. But this one doesn't have a red one. So let's put that one there, okay? And then we'll see where it goes next. And you could use regular glue. I just grabbed the glue stick. And I'm going to put that right there. Put a little more there. Okay, and we'll put this one. And I don't have any, for the card fronts, I don't have any phrases or anything. I'm going to leave that up to you guys to figure out what you're going to put on there. I may have some later, but right now, I just wanted us to work on creating these cards. Okay. And I didn't have my dryer close by, so we're just gonna let these dry in their own, the glue, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun, and it'll be perfect, and it has meaning and purpose. All right, and I don't know how I got red. Let's come off of the with the glue stick. So if you've used watercolor and you put glue on, then it's liquidy, right? So the watercolor could come off, and that's why on here there's a little red, but it's okay. All right, let's put some little pieces on. We can cut some more. I have my scissors. If we feel we want, I'm just going to cut a few. Because they're different shades. Just another. Just that. Okay, I'm just going to put some glue on here. I'll put some glue there, and there, and maybe right here. So, and you know what? If you use the school glue that's colored, it'll show where you might want somebody to put something. So I'm going to put that one right there. And afterwards, I'm going to seal these all with probably my matte gel. So just let me know. Okay. Maybe this here. Now, see, having the glue, I don't know exactly where it was. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's cut a piece. Put it there. See, a little abstract art. I'm going to feel where I got my glue. Which one should we put over here? Maybe a green piece? Okay, this, I kind of like that one. Okay, you know what, and that could be enough for that one card. It's kind of cool. And yeah, we could put other stuff on there, but let's finish up this card. Sorry, got an itch nose. All right, what should we do here? Let's see what pieces we have. Huh. All right, let's put those first. See how I'm just playing? And yeah, I covered the table and I even taped it down, because how many times do we put something down and we start working and it all starts moving? And just think of our folks, that can get so frustrated, especially if they're using long-handled tools to reach and the whole thing goes flying. Yeah. Just think. Just take a pause sometimes and think. And post your questions below in the comments, and I will see them, and I will answer them. Because I don't see anything right now, but that's okay. All right, my friends, we're having fun. I'm having fun, so I hope when you watch this, you'll have fun too. All right, let's put something over that little oops of mine. Let's put this one on first. Let's put that there. All right, let's see. I don't know why I always cut triangles. I often do that. We're going to make this one a little bit shorter. And I'm going to put that right here. It covers that up. And yes, my fingers are getting sticky. And so I could wear gloves, but then they'd be sticking together. So I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to wash my hands when I'm done. Right. Okay, got that one on. We need something over here. Maybe that. Maybe the two of them. It's not sticking. Let's get these little edges. And you know, even after we dry this, and it dries, and the glue dries, we can go back. And sometimes that works better. Because your fingers are sticky, and you're trying to do all this. And no, I don't know if it's in the same spot that I was before, but that's okay. All right. Now, wherever you are today, is the sun going to come out where you guys are? Let me know. The sun's out here. So, we have two cards. Let's let those sit for a minute, because we gotta let the glue. I might have to get the other heavier duty glue to get those on. Like my tacky glue. This might be a new one, so we're gonna wait on that. So, let's get some tags. You could even put a tag on this, but let's do 3 tags. And hopefully you guys can see these, because let's see. Let me do this. We're going to put the tags on the, we're going to work on this so we can contrast the tag and the paper so you can see it, because if it's just, you know, on here, it kind of gets lost. And many of our friends with varied visual skills, that might be hard, might be tough, and we might get a little frustrated. We don't want that, right? We want it to be fun. All right, so, all right, I'm just going to put the glue on here a bit. We'll start with this one. All right, let's just use these pieces. And we could put like this one here. You don't have to have a lot, just a few. And maybe this one here. Does it fit? It does. Okay, so there's one tag. I think something else needs to go down here. What do you think? And these I will need to seal, because to get everything to stick really good. Maybe this right here. Let's see. How about like that? Okay, so there's one tag, and you could even put stickers on top, or we could even take a little word strip. Or remember, we've done napkins. You could even do some Mod Podge with the napkin over top. Piece of fabric. What would you do? I'd love to hear what you do. Okay, let's do another one. All right, I'm going to do this. Let's see. Let's just trim this a bit. Let's put this down here. See, I'm even making more little pieces, aren't I, by trimming these off. And that's okay. We can even use those. Like right here. And, oh, here's a little piece. A little one. Put that there. Let's find a little piece from there. Let's see. Maybe something a little different color. Okay. You think like that? Maybe. Now I think we need a little something up here. How about that? So remember, there's all these, I was just having a conversation with somebody about task analysis. How do we break these tasks down? And I'm going to be working on that more. So be watching for those, because sometimes I think we don't realize how many steps are involved in doing just even this simple tag. So we're going to be chatting about that more. So it makes it easier for you as the caregiver or support staff to know, like, I have this wonderful activity planned. Why is it that we're having such a hard time? And it's not probably because of a wonderful activity you have planned. It's that it might have too many steps for them to do. So let's work on breaking those tasks down. And we'll be chatting about that. Okay, do you want to do one more? You know, we have all these circles. I'm thinking we could, I'm going to cut the circle in pieces, parts. All right, let's get our glue on. Okay. And these do not have to be in any order to put them back on. We're going to put it like that. And then let's just trim this down a bit. We'll find another space for that other piece, for sure. Right, friends? See, my fingers are getting sticky. Okay, now we could cut these up. And we could put one piece up here, one down here, wherever they fit. Yeah, I'll go over these with the matte gel medium and get them sealed up good so they really stick. Right now my fingers are so sticky from the glue stick. Now, this is just green. You could add different colors. You could do some stamping. Yeah. All right, so let's review what we did. We made 3 tags and 2 cards. Yeah. So what do you think? I think they turned out pretty good. I think there's so many different things we still could do to them. You could doodle on them. You could trace around. You could add more. But let's just let these sit for a bit and take a pause. And wait a little while. Then look at them again. Are they finished? Or do they need more? And then just let yourself pause and reflect. You could do some stamping over the top. Remember, we were just using simple tools like bottle caps and make a mark on there. So I'm going to wipe off this glue stick so it doesn't, when I put the lid on, it doesn't get glued shut. There you go. All right, my friends. So that's our Make It Monday segment for today. And I hope you guys all have a great Monday. And any ideas, thoughts, inspirations for others, post below. I would love that. So, let me get over here. Let me pick up my camera. Yeah. You want to come down a little closer and see this is what we've done? Yeah. All right, I'm going to turn this around. So yeah, I want you guys all to have a great rest of your day. And we'll be chatting, okay? And any other ideas I come up with or more pictures of what I've done to mine, I will surely share. And if you make something, you put it in the comments below. I would love to see. All right, friends? Have a great rest of your day.